From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Hurricane Milton's destruction across central Florida has left more than 3 million homes and businesses without power in that state this morning. Counties along the west central coast of the peninsula were hardest hit by the outages after the storm made landfall south of Sarasota last evening as a Category 3 hurricane. Hours later, and Milton is still maintaining forceful winds and bringing storm surges into the western coast. ABC's Ginger Z reports from Fort Myers, which is seeing record rainfall.
So just unbelievable to watch. That water pushed in. The Gulf of Mexico has now breached the pool at our hotel. We'll get rid of Milton by afternoon, but not before it leaves behind up to 18 inches of rain, and that's for places like Tampa Bay that are on track for their wettest season on record.
St. Petersburg has recorded over 410 millimeters of rain, prompting flash flood warnings. And St. Petersburg's Tropicana Field, home of Major League Baseball's Tampa Bay Rays, saw its fabric domed roof ripped to shreds. Now a Category 1 storm, Milton's high winds and intense rain are barreling through Florida on an eastward track to the Atlantic Ocean. Tourism in the Central Florida tourist mecca of Orlando remains at a standstill at major theme parks and the airport after Milton's hit with rain and high winds overnight. A federal inquiry into foreign interference in Canada's affairs is slated to hear today from Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly and from a former Trudeau cabinet minister.
Former Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino is scheduled to testify at the Commission of Inquiry. Officials from Joly's department, Global Affairs Canada, appeared late last week, and the inquiry's latest hearings are focusing on the ability of agencies to detect and counter foreign meddling. John Kennedy, The Canadian Press.
The president of Ukraine has arrived at 10 Downing Street in London today for talks with the leaders of Britain and NATO. Volodymyr Zelensky is seeking support from allies for his victory plan for the war against Russia. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is in Laos, attending the Southeast Asian Leaders Summit. BC Conservative Party leader John Rustad has changed the story he told Tuesday night at the Leaders' Debate about seeing a man die of a drug overdose on his way to the Vancouver studio. He tweaked things after the BC Coroner Service says it had no record of such a death, where Rustad said it occurred on the corner of Robson and Hornby Streets. He told reporters after the debate that he'd watched first responders pumping his chest as an ambulance arrived. Rustad now says on social media that what he saw actually happened near Burrard and Davie Streets, and he adds he's overjoyed to hear a life was saved. And Sean Diddy Combs will make his first appearance before a judge today, who is expected to preside over the hip-hop mogul's trial on sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charges. Combs will be in a Manhattan federal court, having pleaded not guilty to charges stemming from allegations dating back to 2008. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, NHL action Tuesday night, Connor Hellebuyck stopped 30 shots for his 38th career shutout as the Winnipeg Jets trounced the host Edmonton Oilers 6-0 in the season opener for both clubs. Connor Zary scored the overtime winner for the Calgary Flames in a 6-5 comeback victory over the host Vancouver Canucks. The Montreal Canadiens shut out the Toronto Maple Leafs 1-0 in their season openers. In baseball action, Mookie Betts homered for the second straight night, and the LA Dodgers pounded the San Diego Padres 8-0 to force a deciding Game 5 in their 10th NL Division Series. Francisco Lindor hit a grand slam to help the New York Mets earn their ticket to the NLCS with a 4-1 victory over the Philadelphia Phillies. In the American League, the Yankees beat the Kansas City Royals 3-2 to take a 2-1 lead in their divisional series, and the Detroit Tigers have a 2-1 lead in their series after a 3-0 shutout of Cleveland. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.